Hi, my name is Sean Worthington, and I'd like to tell you the 5 reasons why the blockchain and Bitcoin sucks. And let's start with the first reason. The first reason is that the blockchain is not quantum safe. There are computers called quantum computers, and you can buy them now for about $10 million. And I assume that since we can buy them for $10 million, that world governments have been able to buy them for quite some time. So I would imagine that the NSA has probably had quantum computers for who knows, maybe 10 years, maybe more. We can expect other governments have them as well. A quantum computer can break the blockchain in a matter of 2 minutes. And it's most likely that the quantum computers that the United States government and other governments own have been built especially for breaking encryption and can break the blockchain. When we're talking about security, we need to know for certain that something is safe. And one of the problems that digital currencies have is the problem of what's called physical integrity. And that means that we don't want data to appear, we don't want data to disappear, we don't want data to be corrupted. And the blockchain, or Bitcoin, is the first digital currency to solve this problem by introducing the blockchain. And basically, the way it gives us physical integrity is that, number one, we have a public ledger. And suppose that I have this public ledger on my computer. The public ledger basically lists all of the people's accounts and how much money they have. And what happens if I delete it? Well, if I delete that public ledger, it's not a big deal, because what we're going to do is we're going to copy it or mirror it or clone it to other computers. So there's going to be lots of different copies. And in fact, you will download a copy yourself if you want to be part of this Bitcoin monetary system. Unfortunately, it takes days to download depending on your internet speed. But by having lots of copies of this, we have physical integrity. But what if somebody just wants to change it? Like, I want to go in and under my account, I want to add a bunch of Bitcoins to that. Well, the way that that is guarded against or protected against is by the technology called blockchain. And that is, every time somebody makes a change that is added to a chain, there's a hash that's involved. And I won't go into all the details, but it makes it so that no single person can add a transaction. At least you actually can, but it's not going to be believed, because we're going to be able to see any tampering to that. But a quantum computer can hack all of those codes and basically destroy the Bitcoin system within 2 minutes. And quantum computers can do a lot of work. They can mine Bitcoins much better than other computers can. And so the quantum computer is a threat. If you want to buy me a quantum computer for $10 million, I bet you I could own every Bitcoin within a few days. So that's the first problem. It's not quantum safe. I should mention that I am the inventor of the RAIDA, the Redundant Array of Independent Detection Agents. And this does what the blockchain does for CloudCoin. And it is quantum safe. Let's take a look at the second reason why Bitcoins and blockchain sucks. And that is the consensus attack possibility. Suppose that the Chinese government decided to bring in 6,000 high-powered servers, turn them into miners, and basically dictate what transactions happened. That is possible. There are about 7,000 nodes. They keep shrinking as the price of them running them increases. And we could see that some kind of government could put up that kind of money and take over the blockchain and basically dictate transactions that did not happen, that aren't fair. So that's number 2, some kind of consensus attack. The third reason that Bitcoins and the blockchain sucks is that it's not scalable. What this means is that the more people that transact in Bitcoins and the more servers that are involved with Bitcoins, the slower it goes and the more time it takes for transactions to happen. So you might have heard of something called the confirmation time. This time has been growing, and it is about 40 minutes these days, and it will continue to grow in the future as more accounts are added and more transactions take place. This confirmation time makes Bitcoin impossible to trade in retail situations. So if I went to, just say, Walmart, and I wanted to buy some shoes, well, I would have to wait 40 minutes for that transaction to confirm, and that's just too long for retail. CloudCoin, by the way, does not have that problem. It will transact in milliseconds. And CloudCoin is also scalable in that the more nodes that you add to it, the less time it takes, because the nodes actually split up the data and make it go faster. Not only does the time of confirmation increase with the blockchain and Bitcoin, but so does the blockchain. Every time there's a transaction, the blockchain grows. And in fact, if you want to download it right today, I think it's going to be about 100 gigabytes. And so that is, if you want to be safe, you need to have the blockchain on your computer. Otherwise, you're trusting other people. And it's going to take 3 or 4 days to download that. As more and more people get involved with these transactions, you're going to see this grow, and it's going to be too big to download to your computer. It's going to take too much bandwidth. And so that is a terrible thing that we have with the blockchain and the Bitcoin technology. It's just not scalable. Number 4 reason why the blockchain and Bitcoin suck has to do with the costs of infrastructure. So in order to have the Bitcoin system, you have to have servers. And unfortunately, these servers have to do a lot of work. They have a lot of decryption and encryption. This all takes a lot of money and time because you need electricity, you need places to put servers, you need storage space, you need to cool the servers, and you need expert people to run these servers and to maintain them. And there's a huge expense involved with this, and the expense grows as the blockchain grows as well. We need more storage space, more hard drive space, more places to put servers, and we can expect this to grow in the future. And at some point, it could run so expensive that it's hardly affordable, especially when there's other technologies like the RAIDA, which are much cheaper, tens of thousands of times cheaper, that can do the same job. So the fact that the infrastructure is so expensive is part of it. And the last reason, well, there's other reasons. Part of it is the governance, where you've got all of these people that run the different servers. They're the miners. They can basically decide what they're going to do with the algorithm, and they can have little wars, and they can have conflicts with each other, and it's a real mess. That's a real problem. But I'm going to go with number 5, which is the crazy fractions. And so some people, when they go to buy a Bitcoin or they go to buy Bitcoins, they think they're too expensive and they can't afford them, because a Bitcoin right now costs around $2,400. And so who can afford that? They don't realize that they can buy fractions. And they don't understand that you can have these insane fractions. Like, for example, I might buy a Pepsi for 0.0008 Bitcoins. And one of the things what money is for is to help us think about things and make decisions, and to help us to economize. And so monetary systems are information systems. Money is data. The most important component of a monetary system is the human brain. And if the numbers are too hard for us to think about, then we cannot make good decisions and economize and do the things that money tells us to do. And so it's very important that we have money that makes sense to us. And a lot of people cannot do fractions, but you cannot have a civilization without money. And so you've got to have, or what is preferable is for you to have integers, that's whole numbers, instead of fractions. Well, thank you very much for watching my vlog. This is my first one that I've ever done. I plan to do them every Friday. I've got a lot of interesting things to talk about. And if you want to be informed, please subscribe and you'll get the newest information. You're going to see monetary systems from a computer science point of view. And I can tell you, I think you're going to find that it's going to benefit you. Bitcoins are not secure. Scientifically and theoretically, they're not quantum safe. They could crash at any minute. I would not bet your farm on it. Keep in mind that I do think that Bitcoins are a great invention. They're much better than gold or silver because you can transfer them over long distances, but their physical integrity is in jeopardy because of the quantum safe, the consensus attacks, the fact that it's not scalable, the blockchain is becoming too big to transport around the internet, the infrastructure is too expensive, and you just have a problem with these crazy fractions. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.